we are back for another ornament. For this one, I wanted to focus on a design that will be easier to follow along for those who may be uncomfortable with brush strokes on this shape of ornament, or just newer to brush strokes, or you just want a design that doesn't incorporate brush strokes, you want something a little bit different. Picked out Artesa's iridescent acrylic paint in A716. Unfortunately, to obtain this paint, you will need to buy a full collection of paints. If you are not interested in spending $30, $40 plus on getting this specific paint, there is one from Terra, which I will be incorporating in this piece. They are slightly different. However, you can easily just use one or the other, but Terra's acrylic paint in Arctic Frost is similar, and you can buy it on its own. And I also have a coupon code. Speaking of Deserted Bliss, the two-dimensional paints I'll be using in this ornament are Blue Fire Opal. I haven't had a chance to use this one yet, and it looks so pretty. And Mirage matte paint that I will be using for this piece is just titanium white from Deco Art. I also have a coupon code for Deco Art. I have marked this ornament with 5 points. I think the 5-point will give more of that snowflake star-like shape that I'm looking for. And then I also put down some of these light blue crystals. I will link these down below. I'm going to take Mirage, do this guideline right here. Going to drag it into that space. The Arteza paint. I'm going to use that on my 1.5 millimeter tool. Again, if you don't have the Arteza paint, you can use the paint from Deserted Bliss. We're making these dots on top of the rhinestones rather large. And then switching over to my 1 millimeter tool. Could end up with a little star shape. When the Arteza paint dries down, a lot more of that blue starts to come through. I go back in with Mirage. Now I'm going to go up a little bit higher up than where we laid down our dots on top of the rhinestones. Right up there. I'm going to drag this back into that space right there. blue fire opal. I'll probably do one more brushless ornament, and then I'll do 2 more ornaments after that, and that'll wrap up our little ornament series for this year. But with blue fire opal, I'm gonna go up to this guide mark right here. Ooh, thought I squeezed enough of the air bubbles out, but I did not. For my next brushless ornament, I'll probably focus on making a more complex design, but I wanted to offer something that is easier for beginners. And I'm going to go right under that. Once I have that portion done, I am going to go in with titanium white. This is where I will be using one of the dotting rods. I'm going to use my Happy Dotting Company 4.5mm tool. Just going to dot right I'm going to take my 1.5mm stylus tool. Instead of going right on top of the dot, I'm going to do the 3-dot method. Like so. Swap the dots around that titanium white dot we did, but I'm going to flip over, or switch over, I should say, to the 1mm. Switch back over to the 2mm, 1.5mm tool. And I am going to use the 1.5mm side using titanium white. I'm going to start in this area right here. Alright, now with Blue Fire Opal, I'm going to start my longest swoop down toward the bottom of the ornament. I'll make sure to show you a different angle. So instead of 3, there are 4. And if you want, well, if you're doing this while your paint is still wet, like on this one, to extend my swoop into that negative space. You can also do this when the paint is dry. You're just more likely to scratch off paint. The 4th swoop is the largest one. Titanium white with my 1mm tool. And just wanted to show you how I'm choosing to finish off this ornament. There are a lot of different options, but this is just how I'm finishing off this one. Taking some Mirage, and just like with the previous ornament we painted, I'm just going to have them curve around the contours of those dots. So I'm starting a little bit lower, going up and over the curve like that. But if you don't like this particular pattern or look, you can curve them inward. You can block more dots around the blue bliss drop. All of that is completely personal preference. I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I also wanted to have a little bit more negative space within this ornament because I think it gives it that snowflake-like effect. I'm also going to go on top of these dots right here, the larger ones. I'm just waiting for the paint to dry down. So I went ahead and added some Mirage top dots. Now I'm taking the Arteza paint on my 1mm nail stylus tool. And I'm just going on top of these titanium white swoops. And then on top of Mirage right here, I want to add and then on top of here, I'm going to go in with Mirage. This is what our ornament looks like. You can definitely go in and add more to the negative space. I wanted to keep this one beginner friendly, so no brush strokes, no super intricate design, but I think it still looks really pretty. It's going to look a lot different once it's completely dry. I'll make sure to post a photo once it's dried and varnished. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I can't wait to see what your ornaments look like, and I will see you in the next one.